do some self-inventory and really do some self-reflection. What do I want? What am I willing to accept?
Yeah.
What is up for negotiation and what is not up for negotiation? And really standing really firm on that.
All right. Hello, everyone. And thank you for tuning in for another Authors Impact Hub podcast. I am your host, Juanita Woodson. And of course, I'm bringing you those real stories, right, with real authors to give you some inspiration to maybe share your own journey and write your book, right? So today I am joined by Ms. Roselyn Brown. And I am excited. So I met Miss Rosalyn back in February at an author event, the first Virginia Author Summit in Norfolk, Virginia, right? So I'm excited to learn a little bit more about your journey and the book that you now have out. So I always give authors an opportunity to share real briefly. Don't give us too much because we're going to get into some dialogue, Q&A. Let us know a little bit about who you are and the title of the book we'll be discussing.
My name is Roselyn Brown. I write under the name R.C. Brown, which are my initials. And the book that we're going to be discussing today is Stop Trying to Turn Red Flags Pink Experiences in Dating. And so basically, I took my personal journey and put it in writing so that I can stop other people from doing what I did.
Now that title will make you stop in your tracks and just want to learn a little bit more. So let me start with the icebreaker, right? Before we
Mhm.
get into our conversation. So if you could describe your author journey in one word, what would it be and why?
Mm, one word. Wow. It's been inspiring. And because the reason I picked that word, I was inspired by my own stories and I felt that it could help other people. Like sometimes you don't see it within yourself until you put it out on paper and somebody else see it and it's like, oh, okay. Oh, oh, I thought I was by myself. So it's like one of those things for me.
Absolutely. Okay. So for those people who may be hearing about you for the first time, can you share a little bit about who you are and the work that you do?
Okay, so daytime me is a human resource professional. I've been in human resources for over 20 years with state government. I'm currently the talent acquisition manager for the Department of Motor Vehicles. So all things hiring with DMV falls under my team. I am an author of two books, one that I'm republishing in August, and of course, I was trying to turn red flags pink. And I recently just completed the paperwork for my nonprofit organization called Pathway to Purpose. And what that organization will do is assist young adults with navigating themselves into the workforce. So we'll have workshops. The opening event is going to be in August, which will be a business casual fashion show. Because I feel like, hey, if you look good, you feel good. So we're going to start with that and show them how professional business casual can be because I think it is toned down a lot. So I think people kind of forgot what it is. So I thought that would be the perfect way to introduce my nonprofit to the public.
Yes, I love that. That sounds exciting and necessary, right? For the young adults and listen, even some older adults,
Yes.
that is so necessary. So absolutely. So let's talk about this book because this title is just jumping out at me. What inspired you to write Stop Trying to Turn Red Flags Pink?
Okay. So it goes back to my first book that I wrote. That one was called Full Circle, and that's the one I'm republishing and renaming. That one was about me and my ex-husband. Well, husband now, because he was my ex. I married the same person twice. So when I wrote that book, I thought about all the different things that I dealt with during the time I was divorced and dating. And my God, the stuff, I am the epitome of putting a square peg in a round hole. If it works for the other person, I'm going to do all types of matrix things to make it fit, even when I know deep down inside this is not going to work. But I just did not want to be in another failed relationship because that divorce really shook me. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to make it work. If they're happy, I'm happy. And I was settling for things that I did not want just to be with somebody. And it
Okay.
took me really saying, you know what, I don't want this for me. And now I have to worry about what I want for myself. That I stopped. And then me and my ex-husband got back together and we've been married almost 6 years now.
Wow. Okay. So that is a conversation that we have to have. And I'm going to see if we can slide that in and talk about that in this interview. But I know we're talking about turning red flags pink. So what does that really mean?
It means if there is something that comes to you and you're like, oh, this doesn't feel right, or that's a red flag. Oh, should I be? No, maybe it's not red. Maybe it's mauve. Maybe it's fuchsia. No, like trust your gut. If you see it's red, it's red. And you can't make it turn pink because you want the situation to be better. I'm very much an optimist. So it's like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. It'll get better. It does not. Be okay with the red flag and move on.
Yes. Learn to accept people for who they are.
Yes, yes. And I have a real problem with, oh, I can make it better. I can change. If I just love them real good, they'll see the good in me and they'll want to, no,
But you know what? If I just love me real good,
say it.
let
That's
me
right.
tell you, if I love me real good, it may invoke a change in you, but if not, that's okay because I
That's
love
right.
you. So,
And
come
that is what happened. I start to love me and it's like, I don't want this.
yeah,
And I have a daughter. I don't want her to see me wanting this and it's wrong for me. So I love myself a whole lot more now. And I'm
yes,
such at peace.
yes, absolutely. So, I know you mentioned you talked about this is based on your own dating experience, right?
Mhm.
So, can you share maybe one lesson you learned? And you don't have to go in and give us names or give us any details, but just maybe one of the most important lessons that you learned in dating where you tried to turn a red flag pink.
I will say honestly, and one of the chapters is about dating with children.
Mhm.
And I think sometimes when you're an adult and you're in love, you don't think about how it affects your kids. And
Mm,
kids seem to have this sixth sense that rose-colored glasses adults don't have. So if the dynamic between your partner and your kid is odd or strained or weird, and you feel like you're being in a tug of war, that is not the place for you because you have to think about, yes, you're in love, but your child, if it's not with that person, this is a package. And if it doesn't fit the both of you, it does not fit
yeah.
either way. And that's one thing I really had to learn. Like this is hard. And once I was out of that relationship, then my daughter told me how uncomfortable and how she hated the relationship. But she
Wow.
didn't say it while I was in it. She waited until we were broken up.
Okay. And I'm glad that she felt honest enough to tell you at some point, right? Because that
Hmm.
probably opened up your eyes before you went into another situation. So
Hmm.
I think that's really important. So why do you think people overlook red flags, even when they see them? Because the stop sign is right there.
I think a lot of times it's because people don't want to be alone. Like if you look in the world and in social media and stuff, everybody's they just have everything looking so lavish and lovely and long line, kissy, lovey dovey, and people want that. And sometimes we let our ability not to be lonely just accept whatever. And sometimes it's okay to be by yourself. That don't mean you're lonely. It means that you're taking your time. And I have a lot of single friends that are in their 40s, and I tell them I would rather marry right the first time than and wait than to be in a rush and marry and it does not work out.
Yes.
Sometimes a no is just God's protection over you.
Absolutely. Yes. And so I'm going to throw something in there that maybe we often don't think about, right? I think a lot of times that we choose not to see the red flags in others because we don't want to see the red flags in ourselves.
You're absolutely right. And I had when I had read back, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely a red flag for sure.
I'm definitely
Big.
a red.
And I said that because I'm like, some of this stuff I just know. Like why? And I made excuses for bad behavior a lot.
Mm,
Oh, well, that's okay. Well, I know that person's busy. Well, I know they got this going on. And so to make myself feel better, I just made excuses for it. So that's a red flag in me. Stop making excuses for other people's behavior. and take it
Yeah.
for what it is. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah. That's one thing I learned about myself, right? Before I married my husband, what was really important to me was learning to love me, and not the next person that I dated was not about to sit here and try to change them. And I just did not do that with my husband. And that's why, like, we vibe the way that we do, right? We didn't
Mm-hmm.
try to change each other. I accept you for who you are, but I love who I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
You
mean?
gotta love yourself.
You got to get to that place. And a lot of times we try to skip over
Oh yes,
that part. We try to skip over that part. So, oh, I think
because there's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with them.
absolutely. Yes. Yes. Listen, I can have a conversation about this all the time because I'm very big on personal accountability, because it's so
Mm-hmm.
easy to always point out like what's wrong with
Mm-hmm.
everybody else, right? But those
Mm-hmm.
flags, you have them too.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yes, absolutely. So you talk about emotional compromise and misplaced hope. So what does that look like in real life?
Oh my goodness. For me, I think it's just like we were just saying, just really knowing and loving yourself and just not compromising
Yeah.
on what you really don't want. Because if I'm honest, in my relationship prior to getting back with my husband, this person told me plainly what he did not want. And I really felt like he wants it, he just don't know he wanted. Or I'll just wait for this. And then I was willing to settle for what he did want. And I'm like, oh no, no, wait, wait, wait. That doesn't make any sense. So why would I want to be unhappy when somebody else would be happy? And then that's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know, so just being emotionally mature enough to understand what you can and cannot do for yourself.
Absolutely. Yes, I
And
love
a lot
this.
of people don't have the emotional intelligence to really like, you know, hone in on that. But it's like, no, you have to. You have to know what you're willing to accept.
Yes.
Stand on that.
Yes. And those are the boundaries, right? So that kind of leads
Mhm.
into that next question. So what was one of the hardest boundaries you had to learn to set in your own life?
Um, being agreeable to everything. Just saying yes and it's okay to everything and not facing things head on. And it's funny because what when my husband and I, when we broke up the first time, it was very easy to make him the villain.
Mm,
But then when we had that conversation of coming back, I had to take the accountability that I was the villain too.
wow.
But I couldn't see that then at 22. Like, no, I'm not. He's wrong. He did this. I'm the victim. And then when we had that conversation to get back, it's like, oh my God, yeah, I could have did this different. I could have did that different. You know, but I could do that at 40. I couldn't do that at 22. It's like, no, he's just wrong. Boom. The end. But when you have to take accountability for yourself, it's like, oh,
Yes.
girl, I'm embarrassed because you know, no, you know you was wrong for that. But I got to the place where I can actually say, yeah, I was wrong.
There's so much growth in that. And then your daughter gets to see that too,
Mhm.
right? She gets to see you take a personal accountability. And this, in marriage, you have to do that, because in
You
marriage,
have to.
you're not attacking each other. It's the
Mhm.
problem that
Absolutely.
you know,
And
that you're trying to
if I'm
resolve.
honest, my daughter is the one that told me it was okay for me to get married again.
Oh, wow.
And so that made me feel comfortable because I'm like, she's comfortable with this person.
Yeah.
And we have a blended family. His kids and her, they just instantly bonded. So I'm like, because of what we dealt with in my past relationship and that it not really getting along, the fact that she was okay with it, I felt like, okay, I can proceed now.
Yes.
And that helped me with my decision.
Absolutely. So, for someone who's listening right now, right? They've been ignoring red flags. What is one step they can take today?
Um, do some self inventory and really do some self reflection. What do I want? What am I willing to accept?
Yeah.
What is up for negotiation and what is not up for negotiation, and really standing really firm on that. Because I think sometimes we get into situations and we be like, yeah, I'm standing 10 toes on it, and then, oh, well, I can peel that one back. Oh, I'll
Right.
be okay with that. I'll adjust to this. And it's like, no, because you have to be honest, but realistic. Because I said one of my chapters in this book It's about great expectations. And I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people that have this long list of he
Come on.
got to have bop, 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 bop. And it's like, are you willing to bend on it? Because
Anything?
does this person even exist?
Right.
Do you bring that? And I think
That,
sometimes we need to kind of reel ourselves in with this laundry list of what they must have, especially if we don't have those must haves ourselves.
did you ask God what they were supposed to have?
And you know what? And that's what people don't do.
Okay.
I don't think, and I can be honest, in the past, no,
I didn't either.
I did not.
But
No,
when I
God,
read
this is what I want.
about it,
Hmm.
we are supposed to cast our care on him, right?
Hmm.
So why
Hmm.
do we not ask him, even in dating, okay, Lord, this is what I think I like. What do
Hmm.
you desire for me?
You know why I think we don't do that? Because we don't want to know the answer from God. Because we scared if God is not aligned with what we want, then it's like, well, do I want to listen to God or listen to myself? And we don't want to do that battle. Like, I
That
ain't gonna ask because he might not agree with what I say.
is absolutely. What's the hardest part about writing this book for you?
Reliving some of the situations that I have been through, but at the same time, now being able to laugh at myself because I'm on the other side of it. But when
Yeah.
I was in it, I'm like, oh my, oh,
Yes.
wow. Wait, that is not good. But now I can laugh at it because I'm on the other side of it. And it's like I've been through it and I survived it. And I just want to
Yeah,
help other people not have to go through as much, you know?
absolutely. Yes. So I know you mentioned your nonprofit, right? So the founder of Pathway to Purpose. So how does your work there connect to the message of the book and the first book that you wrote?
The message for me, and I think that I want to even give to the young adults, is knowing themselves. You have to be confident in anything that you do, whether it's a relationship, a job, or whatever. How you present yourself matters.
Yes.
And I didn't have a lot of confidence in my younger life. I did not. I'm like, nobody want to look at me. I'm not that cute. I'm skinny. Like I had both all just no self-esteem at all. But when I started coming to my own and have the confidence and know what I'm saying and I mean it, then it come across way differently. So you can't shy away and be afraid to speak up. And
Yeah.
I think, especially with the young adults now, and I know with COVID and everything, a lot of them say, well, I have social anxiety. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to talk to people. And it's like, well, how do you expect to get anything done
Come on.
if you can't talk to people? Like you have to be able to do that and you can't be afraid. Know who you are. And if you're confident in that, go forth and tell them and stand in
Yeah.
it. You know, I have a coworker. It's so funny because she said, our boss always listens to you. And I said, because I come with the solution to him
That's
and I FYI him. I'm not asking him, can I? I already have what I'm going to do and I have the solution and it makes sense. And so he don't have to question it.
yeah.
But if you come like, I think
Amen.
I know, then it's like you got to do the work for you. No, you hired me to do this, and this is what I'm gonna do, and this is how I'm gonna do
And
it. Stand in your confidence.
that's it. Stand in your confidence. That's the message
Mhm.
right there. Affirm yourself. Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
What does it really look like to rewrite your story and choose who you are becoming over who you've been?
Oh, not just living in the past, learning from all the mistakes that I have made, so that I don't make the same one, and just moving forward.
Yeah.
Like what's done is done. I can't change it. I can't change the outcome, but I can move differently so that I don't have to experience the same things over and over again.
Absolutely. I love that. So when someone finishes this book, what do you want them to walk away knowing or feeling?
I want them to get more into knowing their worth. Because
Hmm.
in that last chapter of the book, it's just knowing your worth. You don't have to settle for anything if you don't want to. It's exhausting settling for things, and you do so much compromising and beating yourself up, and you're just wasting time. If it does
Yes.
not sit right, it really is okay to move on. Like, why are we still? in this tangled web of foolishness for no reason. Just move on. And it might be some days if you just want to date randomly, just date, like go out to, dinner, what have you. You don't have to do all the things
Yes,
on
all
the first date or second date. Can we just get to know each other? It's okay to do that. So, and I think now people just rush a lot of things, and we don't
yeah.
really take the time to talk to people. A lot of my friends that are dating, they're like, people like to text, and it's like, how do you get to know somebody through a text message?
It's so
I don't
different.
understand that. And these girls are like 40, 50 years old. I'm like, who is texting at this age? Like, are you for real? I can't get to know you like
Yeah.
that. And then you have all this catfishing and fakeness, and people are afraid to give people a chance because it's like, are they leading me on? You just don't know. So it's like authentic is gone. And so it makes you scared.
I'm so happy I'm married because the way that
Girl, what?
the dating world, it just, oh, it makes you nervous, right?
What?
Yeah.
Same. And I've known my husband a very long time, but it's like, you know what? I can't. I can't. It's too much. It's heavy. And I really feel sorry for them because they're beautiful women. They have a lot going for themselves, and they just want somebody to share that
Mhm.
with. And it just seems so
Put
difficult.
your hope and trust in God. And if your desire is
Absolutely.
to be married one day, release your expectations and grab hold of the Lord's expectations for you. And I think just take your release control of it, right? Because I think we just try to control so
I'm a
much.
control freak. Oh, I
Yeah.
do.
Listen,
What?
we just
Mm-mm.
try to control so much. And when you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, where does that doesn't always lead us down the
At least you're very tired.
it, you know what I mean? So it causes you to put those blinders on because control
Mhm.
will have you trying to turn those red flags pink.
It will.
You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
how can we connect with you, Miss Roslyn, on social media, and how can we
I
give you
am. I'm on Facebook, Rosalyn Carlton Brown. I also have a author page, this author RC Brown. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. It's RC Brown. I have a website. It's roscbrown.com, and that's where you can get my book. I'm just excited about all the
yeah,
things because I just like this message can resonate with so many people. I just have to find my audience. And that's,
yes,
I think, the hardest thing about being an author, especially when you're not like a big time author, trying to find your people. And it's
yeah.
not necessarily the people that you know, but it's like, how do you find those people if you don't know them? You know?
So you have to consistently talk about your book and show
Mhm,
up and share the message in your book. And the more consistent that you are, your
mhm,
people will find you, right? So think about what you needed when you were in that season of your
mhm,
life where you were turning those, because we're talking about dating, right? When you were
mhm,
trying to turn those red flags pink, what space were you in? What were some of the things you used to do, right? Your audience is
mhm,
where you were, right? So just revisit that place. Of course, you're in a better place now, you're married,
mhm.
but revisit that place so that you can now share that message with those who need to hear it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm excited to do it.
Yes, and I could tell you got the joy all over you. I could
Thank
tell
you.
you just light up when you're talking about this. It's a necessary conversation. There's just so many different things that happen in dating. People need to hear this.
Yeah, because I don't want people to give up.
Yes.
And it's so easy to do that when things are just not going your way. And we're always on these time clocks and, oh, I'm 40 and it's just too late for me. And, we just get down on ourselves because we feel, but stop the clock. If you still have breath in your body,
Yes.
you still have time. And just let it
Yes.
happen organically because we force a lot of things just to make the puzzle fit. It's like, no, it's gonna fit, it's gonna fit. We're forcing it and we're making it worse. Like, no, just you know,
Calm down, calm your neck a little
yeah.
bit.
Sometimes don't have a type because oh, they gotta be 6 feet, they gotta be this, and they gotta have
Mhm.
that. You never know. He might live in a whole other state.
Just never know. Take your expectations to the Lord. Maybe I should put it that way. Take it,
Absolutely.
take your expectations to the Lord. That's it. Miss Ross, I love this conversation. Listen, we can have
So
this for a long time. I love there's so many different things to unpack here, so many different things. But I always end the show with this question, right? And that is, what impact do you want your book and your work to leave on the world?
I want an impact of self-love. That's what I want to leave on the world because I feel like there's not enough of it because we're so busy trying to please everybody else and we put ourselves on the back burner. And so every aspect of the work that I do is about self and how
Yeah.
we can make self better because you can't feed other people if you're not fed.
Come on.
So
Yes, you can. Can't pour from an empty cup.
you cannot. And I think every aspect of my work is based on how I treated me.
Okay, I love that. Listen, y'all, go and grab the book, right? Even if you're married, grab the book. If you have kids, you know why? Because your kids can probably benefit from some pieces of what she's sharing in this journey. So make sure that you go and connect with Miss Roselyn. So she is on almost every platform.
Yes.
So you can find her. So
Yes.
go and
Roslyn with
connect.
an E.
Connect with her as she shares more about this book, as she shares more about Pathway to Purpose, because I just love that initiative. I know that it's going to do great things. It's so necessary for our young adults. So just continue to show up in all that God has called you and created you to do. Listen, when y'all go and get a copy of her book, make sure you leave a review. Reviews are so important for authors. So make sure you leave a review. And when you watch this episode, share it with somebody who needs to hear the message, no matter how young, no matter how old. And then share your takeaway in the comments, right? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And thank you for joining and tuning in for another episode. Take care.